Tiana Major9 returns independent, but did silence sharpen her vision? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything Ain't For Everybody. And today we'll be discussing Tiana Major9's November Scorpio. Now, I've seen her name around and couldn't identify a song of hers that I was familiar with, but while scrolling and seeing what I needed to check out, I saw her album and the title grabbed my attention. I'm a November Scorpio, so I decided to give it a listen, and I was impressed. Tiana Major9's November Scorpio is not just an album about love and money. It feels like a conversation about how grown people actually live. Devotion, ambition, faith, desire, financial responsibility. All of these exist in the same room. And instead of pretending like those things are easy to balance, she leans into the complexity with grace. Throughout the project, relationships feel intentional, not dramatic for the sake of drama, not chaotic for entertainment. They feel like partnerships where two people are building something. Sometimes that something is emotional, sometimes it's financial, sometimes it is both. Tiana writes from the understanding that love in adulthood is not just butterflies, it is negotiation. It is timing, it is sacrifice, and it is also vision. On the song Wakiki, when she says she is writing songs to help pay the bills, it does not sound transactional. It sounds honest. It sounds like someone who understands that love and labor can exist together. A promise of Honolulu turns into a vision of family wealth. A playful line about starting a family slips out, and then it gets softened with humor. But you can also hear the truth underneath. She is not confused, she is just human. Money might be the most compelling moments on the album. She personifies cash like a lover who can disappear at any moment, but the metaphor is grounded in memory. Counting pennies around the house just to buy basmati rice. The detail changes everything. It reframes ambition, and it also explains the intensity. It makes her drive feel earned, not performative. When she references claromancy and divination, it feels less like intellectual flexing and more like someone trying to calculate security in a world that does not guarantee it. The song Fight shifts the lens towards intimacy. It captures the exhaustion of two people who understand their issues yet still circle them. A line about therapy not changing their ways does not feel cynical, it feels aware. There is a maturity in admitting that insight alone is not transformation. She is not stuck, she is assessing. And the mention of having only a few years left in her 20s adds urgency without melodrama. She values her time. Then the album softens. On the song Grace, we see her in ritual, waking up, smoking, walking the dog, trying to stay balanced. The line about being a vessel and possibly tilting says so much in just a few words. She is spiritual, but she's not pretending to be perfect. When the voicemail quoting scripture reminds her that she does not have to earn rest, it lands deeply. It is the only external voice on the album, and because the project is so interior, that moment feels like relief. The song alone strips away metaphor entirely. No clever turns of phrase, just the reality of not being able to turn a house into a home. The simplicity is powerful. With Vieba on the song Always, the emotional scope expands. There's accountability on both sides. The idea of two people performing for nobody is such a sharp image. It feels real and it feels experienced when you listen. The final stretch brings levity back. The song Energy and Lucid Dream allow flirtation and fantasy to breathe. They are playful without feeling shallow. Desire becomes something imaginative and joyful rather than desperate. To me, I feel like it is a strong way to close the record because it reminds you that even in the middle of ambition and spiritual searching, pleasure still matters. What makes November Scorpio stand out is perspective. Tiana Major9 is not playing a role. She is not choosing between career woman and romantic idealist. She wants both. She wants domesticity and freedom, faith and edge, stability and thrill. And instead of apologizing for those layered desires, she articulates them clearly. This album feels grown, it feels intentional, it feels like a woman who took her time, chose her direction, and delivered something honest. But that's my time, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything Ain't For Everybody. Make sure to let me know your thoughts on this album. And also make sure, we always gotta make sure of this, right? Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the loop. Until next time, take care of yourself, peace, and we out.